There you go. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Halcyon Show. My name is Lorne and I am dead. Dead tired of not doing any interviews. So, let's get back on track with a name that's making waves. The best way I can describe this gentleman, he is a grenade without its linchpin. It actually, part of his name makes up the name Grenade. He's a man who's making waves in the UK battle rap scene, but despite his somewhat, some would say, novice status of sorts, it completely belies a man with absolutely relaxed technique, a panache for causing pandemonium wherever he goes, and just a gives no fucks attitude in a rather refreshing way of battle rap's era where everything's just a little bit on tiptoes. Let's meet the man that says, fuck it, let's say the thing. It's Raz Ren. Dude, how are we?
Ah, brilliant, man. That was a great introduction as well. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Listen, man, we got to get to it because, and this is the first sort of question, and you'll have to forgive me. I want to quantify what I mean by what I just said. Quote, I think Southgate is a footballing genius. Quote, where is it? Two things I regret not doing sooner. Battle rap and Twitter. Deadly mix. Do you enjoy being a provocateur, or do you just do it naturally and it happens? It just happens. Like you really do seem to just say what's on your mind. Where does that come from?
From my mind, isn't it? Straight from the mind, mate. But I think it's 50-50. I'd say sometimes I just want to wind someone up because I'm a bit bored and get a bit of something going, and sometimes it's just by accident. You know, like it's just who I am. So. Doesn't always end well though, you know what I mean?
But you seem to have such a good spirit about it. I think the reason why most people sometimes, especially on social media, get a bit bent out of shape with, I know I get this a lot. I get misinterpreted because of Twitter is it's hard to read someone with just text right. But I think you're so consistently jovial and so consistently just unabashedly like just fuck it, say the weird thing. Like it seems to be ingratiating people in a way that not a lot of people actually get away with. There's only a few other people that I know that can really say that they can say whatever is on their mind and just trust that it's going to land. So I guess my question is then, is that something you started doing, or is that just something you've always done? Is it something you've kind of honed with time, or is that just a natural part of who you are?
I think it's just a natural part of who I am. I think that's just how it goes, you know. Think it, say it, regret it sometimes afterwards, but it's out there, innit? What can you do? No
I mean, you can regret it, but I think you really do have this way. I mean, like I say, the other thing I've got here is nearly 100 followers. I'd like to thank the 2 blue ticks, the 30 genuine accounts, and the 65 porn bot accounts. Without you, it wouldn't be possible. I mean, I laughed at that because I'm like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, fucking porn bots everywhere at the moment. They're getting on my tits. It's glad that someone else noticed it. So, like, I guess my question then is, like, is that an internal process, or I guess do you kind of put it through a process? Is it just that's the thing that's on my mind, or do you give it some like let me think about that for a second and let me try and articulate it a little bit? Are you just kind of off the cuff, or do you have more of a cerebral process?
It all depends, honestly. Every day is different. So sometimes I'll wake up and I'll just like whatever I put on social media, it'll just be naturally flowing. And then other times I'll sit there for a good 15 minutes sometimes with a joint and just have something typed and then delete it. Or, you know, like, no, I've got it. It's all different. Depends what mood I'm in. Depends what. Sometimes I wake up and I'm trying to take it serious, you know, like, right, promote yourself, get your stuff heard, let's go. And then most times I'm waking up and I'm thinking, right, come on, let's just fucking have a laugh, man. Let's just type some shit, piss someone off and that, you know, or get a good reaction, because a lot of time I do get like, haha, I've had me creasing that, you know. But it's there, I type it, and I think people take it too seriously. That's what I think, you know, like I put a tweet on saying something like, you all take this shit too seriously. I'm dealing with real problems and like making jokes on Twitter at the same time, you know. My sister, she went missing. I wrote a Facebook post about it, and then when she got found, I edited it to share this if you think I'm the best rapper in the Northwest, you know, because it got like 300 shares. So just think, fuck a minute, it's just a laugh. It's the internet. It's like a game. So I just think, fuck it.
It certainly occurs to me that you do see it for what it is. I mean, the way that I would typify it for people that aren't familiar with your work is your music, the 2 videos that you've posted on your YouTube channel, because there's nothing disingenuous about you. When I've seen your music videos, and then when I've seen your battles, and I've seen you on social media, there's no, at least to me at least, maybe I'm wrong in this assessment, there's no, you're not really, there's no character, there's no act, there's no, right, switch it on, now I'm this guy. It's, you just seem you. You just seem like maybe a more dialed up version of you, I guess, which is an odd thing because I think a lot of battlers these days in particular do adopt more of a persona to kind of separate and give themselves that sort of, that excuse of, oh, that's not me, that's so-and-so. Is that a fair assessment of you, would you say?
I think so, yeah. I think this is why, like, I'm aware of the fact that I'm a white battle rapper, but I do reference hip hop a lot, like the culture, and like you're not allowed to be in it. But I think I'm living the hip hop life, you know what I mean? I don't need to act it. This is real shit that I go through. These boys are rapping about it. They have been like forever, and I'm living it. So I'll just be me, innit? Because that's what I think it is. You know what I mean? And if they don't like it, fuck them.
Well, then let's get to the thing, because I couldn't help. We're a bit behind the scenes here. I logged in about 5 minutes while the gentleman was going about his business, and I just sort of had a nose around his room, as you're seeing now. It's impossible to not miss the two posters behind you, and we're all familiar with Battle Rap Ruined My Life, or Rap Battles Ruined My Life. It's great, I love it. And then you've got, I believe that's is that Don't Flop? Is that
it is Don't? Yeah, it
right.
is. Yeah.
So Battle Rap. Okay, and it's in one of those tweets where you say you can't believe it tried to do it. Okay, the question becomes, when did battle rap start for you? When did your fandom for it, your awareness for it, where did your battle rap journey, however it started, when did it begin?
The very early days. So I have this argument with her all the time. I say I'm 15, 16. I'm in like the last year or the last 2 years of school, and I'm sat at my school friend's house on his computer watching YouTube, watching rap battles. We were making like raps under his, like he had a bunk bed in it, and he had like a setup where we covered like a computer, you know. So we were just rapping, but I was just freestyling because I didn't have like things like that in my house, you know what I mean? So I was just freestyling and not really writing her out, but started watching Don't Flop, and we were really getting into it. And then like obviously you had Lunacy, you had O'Shea, you had I think it was Mark Grist and all that. It was that era, you know. Big J as well, all that era, you know, like funny. It was just before it all fell to pieces with Don't, you know, every other league started up and that. And then I got back into it. I'd say 2020, I started making music. Like, thought, right, if I'm going to do it, I might as well just do it, innit? So I sat down, just put a tune together, Horror Show, which you need to go and check out, by the way, because it's a good song. But I sent it to Don't Flop because he advertised the tryouts, you know. I thought, you know what, man, I'll just see what, they can only say no. They can, you know. So I sent them Horror Show. They messaged me, come to London. I'm like, shit, all right, we'll do it. So I got some cash together. I got a bit of help off like my auntie and all that, you know, to send me on train because it was like 200 quid for a ticket. But I went there and back in the day as well because my daughter was being babysat, so I had to pick her up. Because I got on train, went down, battled, and it was just, as soon as I walked in, I felt like welcomed, you know. And I come from a world where you have a bit of anxiety when you walk in a pub. You've got to be looking over your shoulder and that. So I walked in and all like that. And there were some big scary dudes there as well, you know, especially when you come from a small town, like you walk into a city. It's a bit overwhelming, but it was good. Everybody calm, everybody chilling. People just smoking joints everywhere. I thought, yeah, man. And that was before I even got in, you know, like some guy come up to me and he's like, oh, are you one of the tryouts? And he started doing an interview. I don't know what his channel was called or out, but he'd asked me a few questions and then got inside, did my battle, got a good reaction, and then had a proper good laugh, you know, like went home on train thinking that was like, it was like a movie. That's what it felt like, you know, proper weird, surreal feeling. And then got the itch from there, I think, you know, like just jumped straight back into it. But obviously I'm a dad of three now, so I can't just sit around all day watching battle raps, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's pretty much it.
Speak for yourself, man. Father of three on this end, and I make time for battle rap every single goddamn day. Yours in particular recently, because in doing prep for this, right, it's interesting charting people's not journey's too strong a fucking word, you know. It's not like, you know, you're not Rocky, I get that, but at the same time, you expect to see sort of the baby version, or for Dragon Ball Z fans, imperfect Cell. That's what you want to see, right? But then so the battle I observed most keenly was that rapper Dale versus you, right? And what struck me is you don't rush. you're not gagging to get over the fucking finishing line, and you're also not gagging to spit your stuff in such a way that is like, notice how clever I am, please God. It's so, you're so restrained and relaxed, and that really sets you apart because you catch everything you say, you don't really stumble, you enunciate properly so everyone catches everything, and it means that in between rounds, when you're just sort of taking your opponent's stuff, you can sort of zone in and out, and you're just vibing with it. You're so comfortable in there. I gotta ask, how does someone just sort of start at that stage? How does that happen?
Well, it's a bit of a mad one because that battle with Dale, my best friend passed away like a couple of weeks before. We buried him in the same month, as the battle. And I remember flipping a coin at home. Like I did it twice. Should I go or should I not? Because I knew I were in a bit of a bad place in my head. And if he mentions you, do I kick off about it or not? And he said go. The coin said go, and then it said no. So if he says out, just take it. And I thought from there, well, that's how we'll just be in it. Just laugh at them, no matter what they say. Just laugh at them, and just buzz with it. But I were in a space in my head where I was just like, I don't give a fuck anymore, and I mean it. So I'll just take my time with it. I'll just do what I'm doing, But you can tell in my face on that battle, I'm looking gaunt and I'm just not with it, you know what I mean? And it went downhill from there, in a sense, because then I battled Just Trev, and I lost another friend, and it was the same situation again, and it were like a 8-month period, a gap in between as well. So I was there, I was drinking, I was just, stumbling, I weren't thinking, and I was trying to, I wrote a couple of boys like on that weekend, like just tried chucking them in. Couldn't give a fuck about it really. It weren't my main focus. And then I got a battle again against another guy, just Max Sherry, sorry, and it was at the bottom of the country, and my lift let me down like the morning that we were going to set off, and there were no other way I could have got there. So I thought that were it, like that were 2021 concluded. I thought, right, I'm done. And then I think I battled in, it were either September, November 2022 against Just Trev at Jazz. And that were where I've sat down and I thought to myself, right, if you're going to do it, man, you need to make sure that you're doing it, Don't try and overcomplicate shit. It's battle rap. Fucking go and battle and win in it, what I mean? Just take your time, compose yourself and enjoy it, because that's what it's there for, It's nerve-wracking, but once you get over that, it's like, yeah, man, this is fucking, I like this, So that's how I do it, innit? I just think, right, nothing to lose anymore and everything to gain, innit? So you might as well just have good fun with it. Yeah.
Which I totally agree with, but this is the other key element to you that I think people aren't going to appreciate until a little bit further down the line, which is, and it's something that's, listen, folks, I don't mean to speak ill of my guests, love every single one of them, but when I tweet and tweet and tweet, and you don't fucking repost it, it really breaks my heart. You, on the other hand, right, this is a man who understands the art of promotion. He really does. Like, you seem to really have a grasp of this idea that people aren't obliged to pay attention to what you're doing. You have to let them know, and you have to let them know in a way that's actually endearing. And just in the brief time that we've had this interview arranged, I've been really impressed with how fucking quick you are and how good the stuff is. So my question is, has that always been a natural thing, or was there something that made you click, like, right, if I'm going to be successful or if I'm going to get traction, I've got to put in the work on this as much as the battling side of things?
No, this is all just come after Checkpoint, like all this stuff. So it's all brand new to me, but this is, like I said before, it's nerve-wracking, but once you get over it, your ears just have fun with it, innit? You know what I mean? There's nothing I can do now. Camera's on, mic's on, so just try and talk, innit,
Camera's on, he says, there's nothing we can do about it. Listen, we live in that, this is the Halcyon show. We do have do-overs, we do have second takes, and we fuck up all the time. This is fuck up city, my friend. It's fine. We can go off the rails right now. Let's talk about something right now. Just go off the rails. Gareth Southgate, why should he stay as England manager? Go!
Because he's a footballing genius, that's why.
See? Off to the rails. Let's see if that makes the edit. It'll be interesting to see. Okay, no, I'll tell you what. This is how we'll test. This is how we'll test him, ladies and gentlemen, to see if this makes the edit. In terms of controversy in battle rap? Because obviously, you know, Checkpoint 5, right, in a lot of ways for a lot of people was a throwback in Don't Flop's, you know, it was kind of a callback to a time in Don't Flop's history where it was a little bit more unshackled. Granted, you still have to start the video with "Don't flop all, you know the rest." Cheers, YouTube. But in terms of the line in battle rap, where do you draw the line between entertainment and going for that reaction from a crowd? Is there for you? Is it just whatever makes the crowd pop?
Well, to be honest, man, yeah, when I'm writing my rounds, it's what I enjoy. Do you know? And I don't mean to sound a bit, but I enjoy it. So I think, fuck it, I'll bring it. And if you don't like it, then I hope you like the next one, innit? But that's how I see it. If I don't laugh at it myself, it's not going in. You know what I mean? You save your clever shit for your music, man. You know what? That's what I think, anyway.
I know it's kind of a defeating question, but like, and I've asked this of a bunch of guys and they don't really have an answer, and I kind of appreciate the fact that they don't. Is there a process for you when it comes to battling? In terms of, like, right, I got a guy. How do I write for this guy? Where do I start? What makes it? What doesn't? What's funny? What isn't? Like, do you have that, or is it like you say, you just kind of feel it out as you go?
No, I have a process. Like, it starts. So say, depending on time as well. It all depends on how long you get. But I've took battles on like a week's notice, and I battling on the same card as well. Do you know what I mean? Real bad, man. But if I've got like a few weeks, I think you should be able to write and perform basically in 24 hours as a rapper. Do you know, like, not trying to set any challenges or out like that, but I think if you're calling yourself a battle rapper, you should be able to come up with 2 minutes worth of content in 24 hours and memorize a good 60-70% of it. Do you know, it shouldn't be done, but it can be done. And like freestyling and that as well plays a part. But I think if I've got enough time, it'll be the first, like, say Thursday, Friday, I'll say to my girlfriend, please will you take kids to your mum's house and just let me have a night in? I need to smoke at my desk and write and drink, and then I get fuck all done, bro, and I just have a couple of mates round and have a bit of a smoke and a drink, you know, and we'll just like all sit there and just listen to music and that and talk about shit. And then I'll wake up in the morning a bit rough, feel really bad. So I'll just sit there and write with my head down so she can't shout at me. And that's like process one, yeah. And then I won't have everything done then though, because I know I've got time and that. So I'll like reward myself with a smoke, or, you know, like. And then when I've got everything that I want and some leftover bars, I'll see if it makes sense. And I try and keep it all in link as well. You know, there's never hardly any like in my rounds where I'll just switch to something else completely. And I do try and I'll try and interlink rhymes into schemes and shit, you know. But I'll put them out, and then I'll spend time remembering them and going over them, and then I'll try it, because I know that if you do it too much, yeah, you start picking things that you don't need to pick at. So I'll do it till I know them, and then on a voice recorder or something, and then I'll go back to it like a week before the battle and just 3 times a day, and then when I get to the London on the Thursday or the Friday, I can go out piss in it and enjoy it with my boys. You know what I mean? But so that's my process.
So you kind of have it locked. So you kind of get to a point where you're as relaxed as possible going in. Like, I've got this. It's there. I know it's there.
Yeah, and I don't mean that like egotistically. I mean that like if you're going into any kind of like battle or competition or whatever, you have to have that mindset. Otherwise, what is the fucking point? You know, you're going in there thinking, oh shit, what if something goes wrong? Something's gonna go wrong, mate. You know. But if you go in, yeah, I've got this. This is clean. This is mine. I'm fucking doing it. That's how it goes. That's how it is. It's affirmations, isn't it?
What does it feel like going into a situation like a Checkpoint or any of the other battles you've done? Like, what does it feel like for you? I mean, what's the allure? I mean, in terms of like having an audience to perform to, what's the buzz? What turns you on about battle rap in terms of like, this is fucking ace?
It's the adrenaline after, do you know, like when you finish your battle and you're getting nothing but love, and like people, like at Checkpoint, we had people coming up to us all night, and I mean like 10, 11 o'clock on the street, like, oh, that bar, and it's like, you know, fucking hell, man, can you still remember shit after all them other battles, you know what I mean? Because I was on second, you know, like, so it was just like that kind of shit I like. Going up to it, but walking into it, I'm like nervous on underneath, but calm on the outside, because I think I treat it like a battle. You have to be prepared for it, you know, like I won't necessarily be dramatic with my whoever my opponent is, but I will be a bit cold with them when I get there, you know, a bit of like, how's it going, mate? You're all right. But as soon as the battle's done, it's like, right, let's get a drink, bro. Come on, share this spliff and that. It's a battle day. So it's like, until we get the battle done, we're enemies in it, you know. That's how I see it.
It's a funny old thing, isn't it? And I'm interested to get your perspective on it. I haven't really pressed anyone on this. Like, the balance of it, right? Because battle rap is it's a performance, but it is a competition of sorts, and it's a competition of who can convince the audience who's best, and that can be a combination of things, right? How much do you buy into the competitiveness of it versus what other guys do sometimes, which is, look, I just want the audience to go away having bought a ticket thinking I want to buy another ticket, but then there's but I want them to want to see me on the next fucking card, so they better want to buy tickets to see me. Like, how do you weigh that up?
I think it's better when both battlers absolutely smash the shit, you know, like absolutely spit it. I think if someone has a lesser round, it takes things away, but I think all battlers shouldn't be competitive. They should be like, right, get your shit out, get it clean, let the audience decide. Because they all say on Twitter they don't read the comments anyway, so how do you even know if you've won? You know what I mean? But I think it's all about entertainment, but the competitive edge should be for entertainment purposes. Do you know, like it's two people going at it, so make it seem that way, like wrestling or MMA and that. You know, that's how it. Not to that extent, but that's what it should be. Ultimately, the goal is we're a community. We should all be fucking pushing it together because that's the only way it's going to fucking rise up in it. Otherwise, it's I got my 10,000 views and I got my. But that's how it works, man. That's should be just entertainment purposes and let the fact because it's all subjective, isn't it? You know, like nobody has the same like preferences, so let the people just choose what they want to make sure it's good content.
There's that. I mean, I'm going to put this to you. I don't know if you agree. I do this primarily because I want to see this. I want to put out into the world what I want to see, right? It's why you don't catch me doing hot tub streams in a fucking bikini, because with all due respect to the chaps and chapettes that do it, I think it's a waste of time. But there is something to be said about having a mixture of styles and you know, people bringing stuff to the table. So I guess the question I have for you is, what are you trying to bring to battle rap? Like what? Because everyone's trying to do something a little bit different. Everyone's trying to stake their own claim for greatness, or in the grand scheme of things, to say, look, I left my mark. What are you trying to bring if you had to sort of epitomize it, if you had to sort of sum it up?
That what it is, do you know, like to me what battle rap is dumb fucking insults, you know, like that funny jokes about someone. I want to be laughing and like obviously at the visual standpoint of this guy that I can see on the screen. I don't want to know about fucking how you figured out Shakespeare and all that, and you know, like it's too much, man. You know, it's got to be good rhymes, and it's got to be, if you're going to be insulting, like you got to go for it. You know what I mean? And if like Enigma when he did what he did, man, you know, like that kind of shit, you just got to grab that. If you're going to go down that road, do it, but do it with full fucking like, yeah, man, this is what I'm doing. But just be funny with it, man. Make sure everyone's laughing and make sure that you're actually taking the fucking piss out of him, the guy you're battling. You know what I mean? You're not battling the fucking Oxford Dictionary, man. Chill the fuck out, innit?
That's a good point. And do you know what I love about that answer? Is that it completely it answered my question about it. So like, how would you epitomize? Is there a grandiose, mate, it's insulting people. Like, yeah, I mean, I think we can all be a little bit guilty of overcomplicating things at times. And again, I'm not saying that you do things oversimply, but I think what's refreshing about you as a performer is you do get to the heart of battle rap and why we love it so much, which is you just seem to be having a good time, and you seem to be sort of bringing a lot of fun and levity to your performances and your sort of just general online persona. Like, you know, prior to Checkpoint, I know that there was a lot of, you know, online drama, as there's wont to be. And I just think it's nice. It's nice occasionally to remember we do this because we love it. So I think the question I have for you is battle rap been a passion for a long time, or is it just something that you've sort of grown to appreciate a bit more now that you're more intimately involved in it?
I'd say it's become an escape as well. Do you know what I mean? But I have become more passionate about it as I've dove into it. But I didn't watch it in between the years of like when I'm 15, 16 to like 27, you know, like quite like 10, 11 years. So I'd say the passion for it has come since I've got back into it, because it's like there's other rappers that do similar shit to me, you know, like I can watch, and it's not all, because you know what I mean, it's not all like political and like left wing right versus right wing, and if you're a Tory then fucking you don't have a say, and you know, like it's some people are just there to have fun in it, and it's like you buzz with them. I've got mates now up and down the country, do you know what I mean? So,
I feel you there. I feel you there. I mean, I want to take a detour from battling for a second, because I think this is a funny thing. You've just done some, should we call it media work? You did some backstage. Now, I think this is fascinating, right? Because this is what gets to the heart of another thing I love about battle rap, is that battle rappers refuse to be pigeonholed, because they're talented motherfuckers, they're creative motherfuckers, and sometimes they're just really, really likable motherfuckers. You did, and if I'm not mistaken, the Outbreak Festival. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And what he did was he found his way into places where he probably shouldn't have been, but he did it. He was there anyway. Tell me all about that. Tell me tell me what you were doing, first of all. Why were you there? And then tell me how you got on. Tell me how you did.
Well, basically, Don't Flop, they do get a lot of coverage for festivals, gigs and things, you know, to just for reels and short content for advertising. So, like, media passes we got for a festival. So, it's a hip-hop / hardcore, mainly hardcore festival. And therefore, it would be a good way to test if I can handle this kind of stuff. And also, it would be funny as fuck, because I am like, what they call me, northern, innit? You know what I mean? Just a typical northern bloke. So hardcore to me is like, what the fuck? You know, what's going on here then? You know, like, but that's exactly what went down. We got some good cameos, you know, like some really, really funny content, mate. It was good. I got some solid interviews as well, interviewed some bands, and filmed a lot of like backstage. I walked down this thing and got onto the stage and stood behind the drummer, and I filmed a mosh pit from the drummer's perspective, you know, like nobody said out, so I just thought, fuck it, I just stay here for a bit. That's what I did. It was good.
You heard him then, ladies and gentlemen. Media. You trying to take my job? You think you just come in here, take my mother with a nicer microphone than mine and a nicer set of headphones? Look at him. He's just coming, swanning in here, 2 minutes, doing my job better than me.
All
the fuck you playing
idea.
At? Unbelievable. But now, how'd you find it, man? Like in terms of like an experience, and in terms of like
loved it
as a test. I mean, fucking hell, deep end shit. You know what I mean? As far as tests go.
Well, yeah, but I did fucking enjoy it, mate. You know, like from getting, as soon as I got on the tram from Manchester, Victoria, with LS Dean and his camera person, got on a tram, and I had a joint, like crushed out, a can of JD and Coke, and a Greg's pizza, and these guys were stood behind me with like merchandise on for the Outbreak Festival. So I've gone, can I get a quick interview? You know. And he said, yeah. So my first one was on the tram on the way to the thing. But I had fun with it. I thought, I know it's not my cup of tea music-wise, but all music's music in it. You know, we're a wise man that said that to me as well. He said, it's an opportunity for you, and all music is a vibe, so just take it and enjoy it. But get the funny shit. So like, I was walking around interviewing people, and then going, oh, 1 second, I just need to do a bit of filming, putting my hood up and sulking middle of a mosh pit, you know, shit like that, and it would then turning around and having a laugh with them all again, though, you know. So it was good. It were really good experience, man, and I learned a lot about the culture of it as well. To be fair, because LSD had me asking like questions about hardcore, you know. So I was asking, he would ask, telling me what to ask these bands, because I didn't have a clue who they were, you know. Like, so I'm interviewing, I think they're called Perp Walk or something, and everybody were like looking at, oh my god, who's that guy with them band members? And I was like, oh, you band members? Yeah, shit, I didn't know, sorry, boys. They've just been on stage and that, you know. It was a good laugh, it was a good experience, but hopefully hopefully he'll put me on one where I know the artists and that, because I think I'd get more content that way, you know, if I had a bit of a clue, because I know how to play the fool as well, you know. Like, I can run around a festival and act like I'm drugged up, man, even though I'm sober, you know. none of them people know me.
I think you know how to have fun. I think you know how to bring some levity to these situations. I mean, is that something you see yourself doing a bit if the opportunity arises? Then is that something you could see yourself doing more?
It's promotion, in it. That's at minute anything I can do to get a bit of promotion for my name, because I'm an underground rapper. That's what I am. So if I can go out there and I'm Raz Ren on Don't Flop, and then that video goes out, I'll do it. But it's not something that I want as a career. I want to keep doing my battles and I want to keep making my music. You know what I mean? It's at minute it's doing all right. So, and I've not dropped anything for nearly 12 months either. So it's, you know what I mean, it's good. But that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Music and battles, and then just the pleasures that come with it. I take them as like that wasn't a job for me on weekend. It were Urs sorted me out because I did good on my battle, innit? You know what I mean? It took me to one when I battled Bowski. It was some like Illuminati name. Can't remember what it was called now, in Essex. But there were some like mainstream bands on, and you know, people who you know, like 21 Seconds to Go. That who sing.
So Solid Crew? Yeah.
They were on, and so stuff like we had a good buzz, you know, with Villain, and I didn't do any filming. I didn't pay any attention to what they were doing. I was just stopping people from walking through, you know, the camera. That's all I was doing, and just enjoying like what were going on. But this time, I thought it's not a job. I'm having a good laugh, and if you get an hour's worth of interviews, you know what I mean. You can have fun for the other fucking 6 hours. It's like, this is a good buzz. It's fucking funny. And you do meet some sound people, because I think no matter where you go, your energy will attract what you are. Do you know what I mean? So you'll meet people on a similar vibe. I didn't bring any weed with me because I didn't want to don't flop in any shit. Do you know what I mean? But as soon as I got in, like, there were guys who were chatting to me, and then, I've got like 6 spliffs here. You can have one. Like, sweet, bro. Sound, you know, let's go. Some security guards as well. I spent a lot of time just chilling with a security guard because he was just like a boyo, innit, you know. But yeah, man, I liked it. I enjoyed it, but it's not something that I do full time, you know, going around interviewing other people. I think I prefer just doing the music and the battle raps.
That raises the next question, which is like, in terms of battling, then, how do you chart success for you? I mean, is it a certain amount of renown? Is it a certain amount of notoriety? Is it a title shot? Is it a name that you really want? Is it a card placement? What is success for you, would you say?
It could be a few things, I suppose, but I'd say for me, my like aim in this battle rap now, I don't necessarily want to be headlining events, but I'd like to go like 3rd from last, you know, 4th from last, but I want to get on good cards, you know, where there's good battles on it I get to watch, because that's what I like as well. I like doing my thing and then watching others as well, and you know, like, it's expression, innit? You're there, everyone's doing it. This is what we're here for, man. So if you get on, like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but a lot of tryouts, yeah, it's nerves sometimes, it's fucking inexperience, but the shit, and you can't just watch it. I can't watch them. If it's shit, I've got to just like, right, I'm going, fuck this, I'm going to go find a pub, you know. I don't mean it disrespectfully, but so if you know you've got good battlers on a card, man, you know you're going to have a good buzz. And I don't mean that in a bad way to it. Anybody trying, just keep trying, and it's all subjective. You know what I mean?
Who's someone you'd want to? Okay, let's chart success as far as you. Let's just assume you win all of your battles, and let's just assume everyone always walks out thinking, right, that's a room shaker. That's a room shaker, right? Who would be a bucket list battle for you then? Who would you see yourself going up against and say, right, I'd be so fucking up for that battle, because it would just be one of those where I'm like, I can't fucking believe I'm going to be doing this. Like, are there any names that come to mind?
It's just the old school Don't Flop heads, isn't it? Obviously, O'Shea's not part of Don't Flop anymore. He's just exclusive on Premiere, is he? Well, it does. I think, I don't know what the crack is there, but I've not seen him on Don't Flop for a bit. But I'd love to battle O'Shea. I'm a fan of his, you know what I mean? But then, like, I'd like to battle like Shuffle T. I'd like to battle all of them. Everybody who, you know, not necessarily thinking, oh yeah, I know that these guys are fucking good in it, but I'd just like to see how I get on. You know what I mean? Just like, would it be a proper 3-0 like shagging, or am I going to get around in? Is it going to be a shocker? You know? But I think I'd like to. That's pipe dream. That's long term, isn't it? But I think all the top names, anyone who's got a bit about them, you're going to battle me at some point. You know what I mean? But I'd like to also climb up a rank in a sense as well. You know, I understand where I am. I understand that these boys are buzzing off me now, but I'm still like 2,000 viewing videos. I'm not up. I can't be calling battles like that. So I'd like to. The ranks that you think people put people in, I'd like to go up and work my way up to big shots. You know, have fun with it for a few years before it starts becoming a bit like, right, this is fucking, you know. But I battle all of them. Anybody who wants to battle, I'll fucking battle them.
Well, then the question becomes, how do you chart that? Because I asked, what's his name? Bobby Rex, and he was. So this might be. You have to bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, because I apparently, and this is Bobby. Bobby Rex has decided that I need to have a new jingle, right? And it goes something like this: RZA, and his shit battle rap takes. Because I say, well, you know, the way to build, guys, is you need to build cards with headliners, but then you need to ingratiate audiences with names that they know, with names that they don't, so they feel more comfortable on the next card seeing that same name. I think Premier Battles is doing that at the moment a little bit with its Short Circuit series, I think. But the problem I see with that is that there's no step up from there. It's just the Short Circuit guys battle on Short Circuit cards, which is fine. But then when a black T asks for, I want this guy, and you get told, nah, he doesn't get that. Well, then how do you build the next generation? Now, I understand what you're saying there about, hey man, you know, I'd love these names, but I've got to make my way. How do you, as a performer, as Raz Ren, go, I can now justify asking for a Shuffle T. I can justify asking for an O'Shea because I know I'll put on a performance that's worthy of that on a card.
It's your views. Everything's about views, mate. It's all YouTube. It's all view count. So if you're getting monetized, you're getting tens of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views, then you're gonna be like, all right, yeah, it makes sense. Because don't forget, these guys who run these leagues, they've got. I don't get paid, me. I think, you know what I mean. Don't want to be paid for it because then it becomes a job in it. But these guys get paid for it, bro. So they cost money as well. You know, big names. So to get them on a card, they've got to pull money out. You've got to build your views up. So I'm getting, like, I think the last two videos are about 1,200 or something, yeah. So how can you warrant, like, right, go on, Raz, you're worthy of battling Shuffle T. So it's just going to be Shuffle T's fans watching, innit? Because I don't have a following, I don't have a fan base, you know, like, you've got to build that. You have to build the fan base, the views, the monetizing side of it, and also, like, you have to show your worth with your boys as well, you know, like, that's the thing, innit? It's a combination of things.
It is a combination of things, but, like, again, take you as an example. You have aspects of you that I think fans would really ingratiate themselves to, but battle rap's weird in that it's kind of echo chambery at times. If you don't manage to get, you know, noticed through the conventional mean of views on a YouTube video, right? It's not beyond the realm of possibility that you might get noticed in other ways. I think that's how that there are guys that make their way through the battle scene now through that way. But it seems to me like at the moment the Checkpoint 5 card was a good step in that direction. I think Checkpoint 5 exposed a lot of guys to an audience that would have otherwise not been exposed to, right? But obviously you can't have lunacy on every card, and you also can't book 9-hour events every month, right? But you want that exposure. You want to get, right, no, I want to be seen by people. I want to be, and like you just said, you're ready to go, man. Give me some notice, get me on a card. Like, how do you get that traction then? How do you get those, in your mind at least, when you're thinking about it? Like, how do I start making some noise? What goes through your mind?
Well, obviously, you'd like it to be as simple as people will just share it because it's good, but it's not that. So you have to promote yourself. Whether it's good publicity or bad publicity, you have to be constantly fucking in the public eye. You have to be doing mad shit, you know, like making stories, constantly making stories. Because if you put a story on, it's getting like 200, 300 views, 400 views, and then you bang a link on. 10% of them people might click that link, man. It's an extra fucking couple of views. And then, like, with the battle rap thing as well, with going out around, you know, drinking, I meet loads of people, man, and we just talk about battle rap and what I'm doing there, and then they all go on. So most of the followers I've got on Instagram are randomers I've met in pubs before, like the day before the battle rap thing, who said they'll check me out and shit. Just gotta be fucking like you're battling, you're putting yourself out there. So put yourself out there, innit? Don't fucking fanny about with it. If you're gonna do it, do it. If not, don't. But you have, if you want to be noticed, you've got to give them reason to notice you.
Speaking of reasons to notice you then, what have been some of your highlights so far? I mean, I know you're super early into a career that promises a lot, but when you look back or you just think about it, like what are some moments that stand out to you?
Well, I have to say this one now. Lunacy's recognition was like, I've completed battle rap now. You know what I mean? I win. You know what I mean, man? Because he is the GOAT in my eyes, bro. I love his music as well. Like I said it on the podcast thing with Hulk before the battle. Like that's fucking in itself, man. You know, I might even get to meet the guy. You know, he tweeted my fucking name, bro. He's my manager now, isn't it? But no, that's my biggest achievement, I reckon, in battle rap to me, because I am a bit like it. Not I am. You know, I still watch his old battles, bro, to this day as a grown man now. You know, like big fan of his work, bro. So, but like battling Bowski on that barge, that Bowski's a legend as well, bro. You know, like, and I used to watch him back in the day. So, and for it to be his retirement, I found a way to make it like I'm retiring a legend kind of thing. You know. So I loved all that experience. That full weekend were like that were another movie. And then like going to Dundee, I got noticed in Dundee before the battle off a Scottish guy. He went, "Is that Raz Ren?" I'm like, "No fucking way! What's going on here?" And it was Jinx, you know, the battle rapper Jinx. It were him, but I didn't know who he was before that. So it was like, this is sick, you know. And then it kicked off in the after party, and me and my mate Joe calmed it all down, you know, like with all these fucking crazy Scottish bastards as well, bro. It was like, what the fuck's going on here? But it was a good experience, man. And then like the people that I've met along the way, like Owen from Wakefield, he's a good mate of mine now, you know, like I consider him like one of my brothers. Went to his gaff, met up with him and Caesar and all that, and then ended up, not Caesar didn't get involved in this, but me and Owen did DMT together, innit? Proper broke through, bro. So I've had some great experiences because of battle rap, man. You know, and I've done like the two in one day as well. The cameraman was Stutz, my opponent, who was like a TikTok rapper or something. He was my opponent, yeah, and I was battling Canel. So they've said to me like, "Will you take this other battle as well?" So I said yeah, and then his cameraman's filmed it, and I think, bro, that he's saying that the files are corrupted in it, but I think, bro, that he's thought, I can't let my boy get done like that because I bullied him, bro. Do you know, like proper some funny shit I said, bro. But it never got uploaded. So there were two battles that I did in one day that never got uploaded. So there's like 40 people that were there that know about that little fucking, you know, like, so it's like an urban myth, innit? A living fucking urban myth.
How does that still happen to this? I mean, look, again, technical difficulties happen, but come on, lads. Yeah, I see you with the multiple cameras. The file was corrupted, was it? I'm sure it was. Sure, there's an SD card having been fed to a duck somewhere.
This disclaimer, though, it wasn't anything affiliated with Don't Flop. The fuck up was on Stutz's cameraman. Stutz cameraman fucked it up. So
there's foul play afoot. You heard it from me. He didn't say any. I'm insinuating everything. There's foul play. He did something good that day. Someone wanted to make it not so good, but that's okay. Listen, you can't stifle greatness. Greatness finds the cream rises to the top, as the Macho Man once said. But listen, man. Final question, and I guess it's a weird one because again, you're still super like you. Because you said it yourself, like you've waited to get into, like it's kind of happening now, and it you know, it's sort of gaining momentum now. Where do you want to see yourself? Like I know we fantasized a little bit and said, right, you know, like, but if you could be really like, and I understand what you're saying about wanting to have fun and to sort of to deliver good performances and build the following, like, but like, be a bit selfish here. Show me a bit of that battle rap bravado that I know that every battler has deep down, which is I want to get on that stage and once, at the very least once, have everyone in the room thinking, do you know what? Battle of the fucking night. That guy, for one night, was fucking king. Like, Or maybe I'm not. Maybe that's a bit too much of an estimate. But I see a glint in your eye, man. That's all I'm saying. I've seen it in your music videos. I've seen it online. There's a glint in your eye that tells me that there is a little bit of you that wants that adulation. Tell me. Come on, be honest with me.
I've had that, bro. You know, like that battle of the night shit. I've had it said to me enough times, man. Now it's like it's good, but I think I'd like I'd say I'd like to be known as like, yeah, that he's one of the fucking boys, man. You know, like that's Raz Ren. That's battle rapper proper. You know, like when you think of battle rap, who's the names that come to your head?
Battle rap. Well, it depends. Fuck. I mean, am I allowed to say it? I mean, Lunacy for one, because I just think even though that there's the great Lunacy debate between him and Shotty, and then their resonance in the grand scheme of things, I think Luna is the name I typify it most, because without Luna you don't really have that boom in the mid 2010s. I know Shotty was around, but if you look at the numbers, Luna was the catalyst, and you can be mad about that or you can debate that, but Luna was the catalyst, man.
Well, this is what I'm saying, isn't it? So it'll be right, Lunacy, Shotty, or a Shuffle T, Raz Ren. Do you know, in 10 years' time, that's what I want into. If I'm being honest, man, if I could say what I want from it is to be considered one of the good ones, one of the greats in 10, 15 years. But,
goddamn right. Yeah. See, now that is what I wanted to hear. You heard that, right? Be mad all you want. The man's allowed to aspire to greatness. And listen, man, I'm hoping, and I'm sorry to put you on blast so publicly, I'm hoping for big things now. You're going after my motherfucking job, so you better be destined for great things. So the question then becomes is how can people support? Where can people find you? Where can people support you? What have you got coming up? What do you want people to be excited about? Where do you want people to support you? Give us all the great hits.
Everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Comment on my music videos, comment on my battle, buy the fucking Patreon, man. Type on the comments that you think I should get like a 10% like of the fiver as well, just to wind him up in it. But in all seriousness, man, just share the shit. If I put a post on Facebook, man, just share it. It's not gonna get you sacked. You know what I mean? It's not gonna cost you a fucking penny, but one of your mates might like it. One of your mates might know a mate that could fucking hook us up with something. So just share the shit. That's what I'm putting content out there for. You know what I mean? Comment shit. If you don't like it, write on it. You fucking big nose cunt. I'll write back. You know what I mean? I'll make it look like 2 comments. Like, you know, but just
I'll make it look like 2 comments. Engagement, motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, engage with it. You can see I'm putting, and the thing is, you can see we're putting ourselves out there. So why not? You know, like just share it and then write your own post, and it'll just disappear on your, you know. But people won't. But fuck a minute, I just keep sharing it.
I tell people till I'm blue in the face. Like all you want, comment all you want, but share the fucking thing, please. It's all well and good you found it. Share it so someone else finds it, because they then might hate it, sure, but then maybe they like it. Happy days. You don't have to watch it anymore. Someone else found it and liked it. You know what I mean? It's the grind is what it is.
But the thing is though, that if you don't like what I'm doing, comment for the other guy. Do you know what I mean? Write his name on it, whoever I'm battling. Yeah, he won't fuck Raz Ren. I don't mind. You know, do that.
I do. You only... Nah, I'm standing up for Raz won't. I will. You support Raz Ren with every ounce of fibre. You an England fan? Are you disappointed with every kick of a ball at the moment? Well, go watch a Raz Ren battle. You won't be disappointed anymore. Fixed all your problems for you. You're welcome.
Thank you, bro. I'll send you some cash after for that. Yeah.
Well, we work pro bono around here. We money is a foreign concept on the Halcyon show. But listen, final word, okay? What is 2024 then? I won't say 2025 because it's still quite a way off from 2024. What is the year of 2024 for Raz Ren? If you have to sum it up, like, what's the last word when it comes to Raz Ren for 2024?
Poet.
And there you have it.
So I've got a baby due any day now, which is why I'm not taking any battles on at the minute because I can't be too far away.
Muzzle
And,
tough.
and then I've got a few battles ready to drop on YouTube. I've got some projects that I'm reworking on, but I got raided for cannabis before Christmas and they took my laptop. I had my music taken off Spotify. I lost fucking thousands and thousands of streams. So I'm starting new projects now. I've got about 5 or 6 beats and there's new music coming soon. There's new battles dropping, and then obviously I'm booking battles for when the baby's here, and I know she's all right, and mum's back on her feet and everything, and I can go away for a couple of days without it being too much for her and that, you know. Because I know I scream shit like, yeah, battle rap over family and that, but in reality, man, I'm doing this for them, innit? You know, like everything I do is for them. So this is just that's how it has to be. And then after the battles and that, I've got court for the conspiracy, and if I'm found guilty, I'll be in jail for a bit, maybe a year. So it'll give me videos sometime to stew on it. I should come out to a few thousand views and that. And then I'll come back out and I'll just take over even more because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, innit?
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.